Hey guys, welcome to the video. It's Ancient Laws. Today's video is a guide on 6 of the demi-bosses encountered during raids. In this guide, I'll show you the mechanics of each boss as well as how to defeat it. One thing to note is that this guide is on the day of release. That means that we might discover better tactics to kill these bosses. However, the mechanics of the bosses and how to avoid it is probably going to still stay the same. If you're interested in a particular boss, you can click the annotation on the screen right now and they'll take you directly over there. So, without further ado, let's get on with the guide. Okay, so Tekton is a melee-based boss. He uses his sword to deal high damage and has very high defense. On this boss, you must put Protect from melee on if you go anywhere near it. The boss starts off by hitting its sword on the anvil, then turns around and starts attacking you. At this point, it's going to be enraged for roughly 10 seconds. What that means, I don't know, but we found that we could hit it just fine. Now, Tekton is going to be going to the anvil throughout the whole fight, and from what we can tell, it's based on time rather than its HP. When it goes to the anvil, rocks will fly out from the lava and generally hit all around the room. They're actually easy to avoid if you're paying attention, and yeah, all you have to do is just dodge it. Now, to kill it, we found that melee works. We tried using the trident, but it wasn't really hitting much, and neither was Mage in general. And a few quick tips: don't stand under it as it's walking back from the anvil, because you will get stuck and you won't be able to move. Like, you will get stuck under it and you won't be able to move. I'm not sure if that's a glitch or that's a mechanic, but it happens. And don't bother freezing it, because freeze spells just generally don't work. Now, the boss itself isn't that hard to kill. Its mechanics aren't that complicated, and generally it's a very easy boss. The only problem is that it's going to take a while to kill, so be prepared for a long fight. Now, when we killed the boss over here, we actually got an onyx. I'm not sure how rare that is, but yeah, it was pretty cool. I don't even know if it's like specific to this boss, but yeah, overall it was nice. Only one person got it. I'm not sure how it's calculated, like who gets it, but I'm assuming it's based on highest damage. But either way, it was a cool drop. Okay, so the Vanguard. The Vanguard are lobster, snail, lava-looking motherfuckers. There's 3 of them, and each of them uses a different attack style in the combat triangle. The way to defeat them is by attacking them based on their weakness in the combat triangle. So you attack the Mage one using range, you attack the Ranger using melee, and you attack the melee Vanguard using Mage. The way to tell the difference between them is pretty simple. The Mage Vanguard has no tentacles, so it's pretty easy to spot. The melee one walks around a lot, so you can just kind of figure out which one that is, and the range one just keeps shooting rocks in the air. What you should be praying here depends on what's attacking you. Since they all use different attack styles, you just have to pay attention. Now, the biggest and most important thing about defeating these things is that you must keep their HP relatively the same. That means that when you damage one Vanguard, you also have to damage the other one. Their health has to be the same. They all have to die pretty much at the same time, otherwise they will heal. Now, every once in a while, these things will go into their shell and they'll slither around. You have to make sure to avoid their path so you don't get damaged. And once you get them low HP, you can just kill them as quick as you can so they do not heal. So yeah, overall it's a pretty simple boss and it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so the Muttadile. The Muttadile is a fairly simple boss fight. There are 2 of them. One that's sitting in the room walking around, and one that's in the pool. When you first go in, pray Mage and kill the little one using Mage or range. And if it's on you, you can pray range so it doesn't damage you. And it's recommended that you freeze it so it can't really melee you. The way to defeat this boss is that someone must use an axe to chop the meat in the back of the room, while the rest of you attack the boss. You have to keep the Muttadile away from the meat, so we found that Ice Barrage works really good here. Once you kill the little one, the bigger one's going to come out of the pool and attack you. Defeat it using the same tactic while making sure it's frozen so it can't melee you or reach the meat. The Deathly Mages and Rangers are one of the most straightforward bosses in the raids. You just have to kill them, but you do have to be careful because they can actually deal damage through prayer. So we found that you could just attack only the Magers if you stay in one corner, and once you defeat them you move on to the Rangers. We tried out Blood Barrage, and it seems to work. You do a lot of damage, but you have to be careful because all of them will actually attack you at the same time. So using Blood Barrage is a tactic, you just have to be careful. So the Ice Demon. The Ice Demon is more of a killing boss than a combat one. It's frozen on the wall and it's surrounded by braziers that you have to light to free it. We found that the fastest way to free it is by having all the braziers lit at the same time. To do this, you have to chop as much kindling as you can and drop it near a brazier. Once you have enough, everyone should stand on a brazier and light it at the same time. You have to keep the braziers lit, so pick up the kindling that you dropped earlier and keep feeding the fire. It's a very similar mechanic to Wintertod. So once you free the demon, it's going to walk out and start ice bursting everyone. Make sure to stand 6 tiles away from your teammates so you don't get frozen with them. Pray Mage and use range to kill the demon. Once you defeat it, move on to the next challenge. Okay, so Vaspula. Vaspula is a bug-looking demi-boss that requires coordination to kill. When you first go in the room, you're going to be met with Vaspula and its offspring. The first thing you have to do is kill the offsprings. Once you kill them, new ones are going to grow inside the Lux Grub, which is a green caterpillar-looking thing. What you and your team have to do is make sure those things don't grow, while at the same time doing damage to the boss. To stop the offspring from growing, you have to use weeds on the grubs, which can be found inside the room. These grubs are going to have an HP bar above their head, and if the HP bar goes to red, an offspring is going to spawn and it's going to reset the entire fight. We found that it's best to have 1 or 2 people dedicated to feeding the grubs. Now the rest of the team has to do damage to Vaspula. You can attack it using Mage or range, but we found that range works best. Make sure to pray range and to avoid going to melee distance. Once Vaspula goes to a very low HP, it's going to stop flying and get on the ground. Once that happens, get off of it and attack the abyssal portal, which is located across the acid in the middle of the room. You're going to have a few seconds to damage, so be very quick. Repeat this cycle until you destroy the portal. And once the portal is destroyed, you're free to kill the boss and move on to the next challenge. Well, that's the guide on those demi bosses. Hope you guys found it helpful. I'll release another guide on the rest of the bosses if you guys are interested, and hopefully another guide on how to defeat the final boss. Once again, as a disclaimer, this guide was made on the day of release. I made it so you guys have a better idea of what you're going to face before you go in there. Better tactics to kill the bosses are going to emerge for sure, and I'll try to update any new information that I can on the description. Anyhow, this is us defeating the final boss for the first time. Enjoy!
1.2k, is that even bad?
Oh, look at that, water pools.
Yeah, crystals are 3x3 AoE, by the way.
Yeah.
So you need to really think about where you stand.
Yep. See? Yep.
7%.
Boss is fucking awesome. This is a bastard to kill.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm surviving.
Okay, do you close?
Come on. Let's get the
Be
claws.
close.
Dude, piss off, crystals. It's like spamming it.
Oh, it's 0%.
Is it
What?
dead?
Almost dead.
It's
Dead!
it.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my god.
3 hours and...
Oh.
Holy
Gone.
shit.
Okay. No loot. Piss off.
Wait.
No, there must be like a loot thing at the end.
No, that was it.
Dirty chest.
There's a
There's
chest
a
over here.
chest.
There's a chest over here, but...
Oh my, I'm done.
Oh, wow. Silver ore. 33 silver ore.
Oh my god, I'm fucking close!
No, you didn't.
Oh,
Bullshit.
sure.
Close!
You serious? You serious?
Who's that?
Take a screenshot.
No, I'm just joking, boys. I'm only
Fuck
joking.
you, man. Wow.
Rip.
Fuck off.
Guys,
Fuck
guys, I got 10 teak planks, grimy toe flax, and a fucking journal. What?
Wait, what's Dark Relic? I got a Dark Relic.
Yeah, we all got dark relics, I think.
I got dark journal.
Yeah.
I got 38 fucking silver ore.
33. 3 hours. Worth it.
Fuck that. 3 hours and 14 minutes of work. That shit.
You know how much I got from that? Literally
What?
9k. Almost 10. Almost 10.
Dude, I got 2 this week. I dropped the cunt.
Dude, this is an insult. This is like insult to injury. This is fucked.